the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, Sajayane Lloyd. Next up, we have Tyler Hunter. Tyler's being escorted by his mother, Shalana Stanford, and grandmother, Andrea Stanford. Tyler's plans next year are to go to Howard University in Washington, D.C. to study marketing and psychology. Tyler has cheered here at Wayne for 3 years. His favorite memories are the bus rides home. No matter if we win or lose, we always have high spirits and fun energy on the bus. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Hunter. Next up, we have Callista Edmonds. Callista is being escorted by her mother and father, Lynn and Michael Edmonds. Her plans next year are to attend an HBCU college and university and receive a degree in psychology. She's cheered here at Wayne on varsity all 4 years. Her favorite memory at Wayne High School is becoming captain her junior year and continuing to be a captain this year. Ladies and gentlemen, Callista Edmonds. Next up, we have Nay Nay. Nay is being escorted by his old friend, Ashley Sarazin. His plans next year are to attend Purdue University or Georgia Tech and major in mechanical engineering and later on pursuing a career in biomedical engineering. Nay has cheered here for 2 years, and his favorite memory was a teamwork exercise. They were always so much fun. Everyone included me, and I'm glad that I got to know all of them and laugh together with them. Ladies and gentlemen, Nay Nay. And last but not least, we have Abby Berkey. Abby is being escorted by her parents, Katie and Mark Berkey. Her plans next year are to attend St. Francis and their PTA program. Abby has cheered here at Wayne for all 4 years, and her favorite memory is the last team bonding games that they come up with at the end of practice. Ladies and gentlemen, Abby Berkey. Now, our senior boys basketball team. First up, we have Isaac Folks. Isaac is being escorted by his mother and his father, Kate and Moses Folks. Isaac plans to attend a 4-year college university and continue his basketball career. He would also like to major in sports medicine. Isaac has played basketball here at Wayne all 4 years. His favorite memory, competition, is getting better every day with his coaches and teammates and creating a brotherhood that will last long after basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaac Folks. Next up, we have Jayshawn Hargrave. Jayshawn is being escorted by his mother, Jessica Hargrave, and his brother, Lamar Scott. Jayshawn is not sure of his plans after high school. Jayshawn has played basketball his entire life, but at Wayne High School for only 2 years. His favorite memory is the game versus Woodland. Ladies and gentlemen, Jayshawn Hargrave. Next up, we have Jamari Tabb. Jamari is being escorted by his mother, Jayla, and his stepmother, Kim Tabb. Jamari is committed to playing football at St. Francis next fall and wants to obtain a degree in athletic training. Jamari's played basketball here at Wayne for 2 years, and his favorite memory was the Snyder game last season. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamari Tabb. Next up, we have Jannard Freeman. Jannard is being escorted by his mother, Latoya, and his uncle, Zachary. Jannard has not decided where he wants to attend college, but knows that he's going to college and sports management. Jannard has played all 4 years here at Wayne, and his favorite memory is playing points with the coaches after practice and then joking around with them. Ladies and gentlemen, Jannard Freeman. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have Cam Tolles. Cam Tolles is being escorted by Cheyenne Tolles, Keyshawn Tolles, and Noah Harris. Cam's plan after high school to go to college, major in sports marketing, and possibly play football and/or basketball. Cam has played all 4 years here at Wayne High School. His favorite memory is when they beat Snyder last season. ladies and gentlemen, Cam Tolles. If we could, ladies and gentlemen, please give our outgoing seniors, the class of 2021, another great round of applause. Good luck to all of you in your future endeavors.
Well, what you just witnessed was senior night here at Wayne High School. Several seniors being honored for the Wayne Generals, and all 5 of those seniors will get to start this particular game. Should say 5 out of 6 seniors. Christian Flanagan not starting tonight. However, Jamari Tabb, Jay-Sean Hargrave, Jannard Freeman, Cam Tolles, and Isaac Folks are all getting the start for the Wayne Generals. 6 seniors in all for the Generals being honored tonight. And I believe the announcement was that Christian Flanagan would be going to play college football. He's a wide receiver, actually a tight end. He's a big 6'6" guy. Played for both Sherwood Haydock and Derek Moore in his time here at Wayne. But the Generals of Wayne taking on the Cadets of Concordia tonight. Before we go to our first break, we'll talk a little bit about these Wayne Generals. It's been a bit of a struggle for them the last few games, losing to Homestead, Churubusco, and Southside. That's 3 straight losses. Generals are 5-14. They had some good games earlier this season. They beat Lakewood Park back on December 1st for the opener, and followed that up by playing a good ball game against Leo, but ended up on the losing end of that one. Leo's playing at a pretty high level right about now. 49-39 was the final score in that particular game. So the Wayne Generals 5-14 under second-year head coach Byron Pickens, a AAU coach also with the Indy Heat. He's coached a lot of the local athletes here in the area, including some of the kids from Blackhawk Christian School. He's coached Caleb First at the AAU level. In fact, back when he was an assistant coach at Northrop under Rod Shamble, the Braves were a frequent opponent of the Bruins, and they remain that today for the Wayne Generals as well. As for this Concordia team, they come in with a record of 7-11 on the season. And they also are going through a 3-game losing streak with losses to Angola, Northrop, and Homestead. Homestead's the number 1 team in Class 4A, by the way. I believe they're still undefeated at this point. But Concordia is 7-11. They had won 4 out of their last 5 going into that Angola game just before that losing streak got started. So they were kind of hitting a bit of a stride there. But that stride came to an end. And this is going to be the last conference game of the regular season for both of these teams. We'll still have some more games coming up. In fact, Concordia is at Norwell tomorrow night. That's a 7:45 tip over in Ossian. And then their final game of the regular season will be a home game against Columbia City outside the conference, of course. For Wayne, they'll have one more game left in the regular season. They take on Richmond tomorrow night, and we will have that for you here on SummitCitySports.com. I say tomorrow night. It'll actually be more of a late afternoon tip. 4:30 is when that one is set to get started here on Summit City Sports. By the way, I'm Thad Goff bringing you the broadcast. Caleb Roth is my cameraman. We got a pretty good slate of basketball for you here on Summit City Sports. Some games that yet to get underway, some games that look like they're not far from getting underway. We've got Snyder taking on Southside over at Don Reichert Gymnasium. That's not too far from here, maybe not a stone's throw, but it's probably about, an 8-minute drive, I would think. Also, Homestead versus Carroll, that's a big one. Homestead taking their undefeated record into Carroll to face a Chargers team that beat them last year, and the Chargers didn't even have their top scorer, Jalen Jackson. He was injured for that game, and Carroll was able to get the win at Homestead, but the trend in that rivalry is the visiting teams seem to win on a very consistent basis. Also, you've got Northrop on the road taking on Bishop Dwenger. That could be a good one. That's a well-coached Dwenger team. Dwenger, they were playing back-to-back games with back-to-back days. They go to New Haven tomorrow night. Well, we will come back after this break. You're watching high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com.
Here we have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Thank you.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at Wayne High School. This matchup between the Wayne Generals and the Concordia Cadets. I reached out to Phil Brockman, the head coach at Concordia, leading up to this game. I reached out to both head coaches, but first of all, here is what Coach Brockman had to say. He said, and I quote, "Wayne is a tough team. They have plenty of seniors with experience. They share the ball well with one another, so anyone could go off and beat you on any night. We need to get back to rebounding the basketball better. It's been 5 years since we've beaten Wayne, so that streak needs to end for us. As we go on, I'll tell you a little bit more about what head coach Byron Pickens said coming into this game. Phil Brockman, by the way, he is a Concordia graduate, so he's playing for his alma mater at Concordia, or coaching at his alma mater. He graduated from there in 2004. If I'm not mistaken, Byron Pickens is originally from Illinois. Played college basketball at East Tennessee, so he knows a little bit about college competition as well as high school competition. Also was an AAU coach and assistant coach under Rod Chamble at Northrop. Just a little quick word from our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you to find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenwiller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwillerContracting.com to learn more. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. A system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican recipes are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elaztecarestaurant.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, saving you time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. Concordia and Wayne getting set to tip off. That game gets started in about 8.5 minutes. We'll come back after this break. You're watching high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Well, we're about 6 minutes away from the start of this game between Concordia and Wayne. It is senior night at Wayne High School, and they did honor the seniors not long before now. They actually did that before the kids came out on the court and started warming up. They did that right after the JV game was done. Well, I reached out to Byron Pickens and asked him some questions leading up to this game, including how much of a challenge do you expect from Concordia, and he mentioned to me, and I quote, "Concordia is a team that you can't let get hot. They've beaten some very good teams this season. It will be a fun one. I'm sure it will, although as I mentioned and as I quoted Phil Brockman saying earlier today, Wayne has beaten Concordia the last 5 times out, so Wayne certainly looking to keep that streak going, close out the conference season with a win. But Concordia looking to break that streak. This is, again, the final conference game for each of these teams. It's not the final game of the regular season, but it is the final conference game of the regular season. Concordia has 2 games left after this one, both outside the conference. Wayne has 1 game left after this one before sectionals get started. That's also outside the conference, and that is against Richmond, and it's tomorrow night. It'll be right here at Wayne High School, and I'll have that one for you here on SummitCitySports.com. It's a 4:30 start here from Wayne High School. We'll be right back after this break. We're getting close to start time. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Here we have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Keep it 100.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
We're back here at Wayne High School. The homestanding Wayne Generals about to take on the Cadets of Concordia. Now, both these teams do have sub-500 records this season, but also remember that Phil Brockman has been the head coach here. He's now in his 3rd year, and Byron Pickens, he's in his 2nd year. And, you know, sometimes start taking over a program, you go through some of those losing seasons, or those maybe it's a winning season, but only a couple games over 500. But you know, even some of the good coaches, some of the great coaches here in the area have gone through some of those. I believe Chris Johnson at Homestead has gone through a few losing seasons, certainly a few seasons that maybe weren't losing seasons, but they're barely over 500. But obviously, Johnson has done a great job overall as the head coach at Homestead, won a state title back in, I believe it was 2015. Marty Beasley, he had a few losing seasons, but all in all, he's been extremely successful over at Carroll. So, yeah, early start to a coaching career may not necessarily define the rest of his career. And Phil Brockman, he's a former Concordia basketball player himself. They've had some good teams in recent years, and even beyond recent. Tim Rain-Keene had some pretty good teams when he coached at Concordia, as did Josh Eggold. Aaron Rarer coached some good teams when he coached at Wayne. Of course, he had Craig Young those few years, and Craig Young, what a dynamic scorer he was, especially in dribble penetration. Got to coach Michael Redding for, I believe it was 3 years, and Michael Redding not only was quick, he could shoot from the outside, he could facilitate. He was the leading scorer for Wayne last year. He's at Ball State. I believe he's studying to be a dentist. I actually talked to him about that in the offseason after he had graduated. And, yeah, he is planning on going to Ball State to study dentistry. He is at Ball State, but more on that later, I'm sure. We've got the national anthem here on SummitCitySports.com. And it looks like we're about to have the announcement of the starting lineups. And again, for Wayne, it's all seniors starting, but they'll start by announcing Concordia's lineup first. Well, with that, it looks like we are ready to get things started here at Wayne High School. The Generals taking on the Cadets. Generals have won the last 5 meetings in this matchup. Concordia trying to break that streak. Wayne trying to get to 6-14. They'd certainly love a little winning streak to close out the regular season. Got this game and then a game tomorrow against Richmond. That's scheduled for 4:30. Those are the final 2 games of the regular season for Wayne. And then they are scheduled to host a sectional tournament, though that could change. Haven't heard anything definitive about that, so at this point we'll just say that could change. I simply heard that it's a potential that could change. It could end up somewhere else. But Wayne does win the opening tip, and as far as that sectional is concerned, they'll be part of that sectional along with Southside, Homestead. I believe Columbia City's also a part of that as well. Well, this is Freeman with the basketball. Jernard Freeman, he feeds that one over to Isaac Folks. All seniors starting tonight. And the feed inside to Jay-Sean Hargrave. He's one of the top scorers on this team, but he turns it over into the hands of Sam Amick. Sam Amick, the 5'10 senior. He's a guy who can shoot from the outside. That's one thing that he specializes in. Now, Johnny Washington, he is a freshman. He's been getting the start for a good portion of this season. I don't think he started the whole season, but he's worked his way into the lineup. Washington with the feed to David Speckard, and it's swatted out of bounds by Cam Tolles. An early block by Tolles. Now Concordia will retain the possession. They got the ball on the interior, but Tolles was able to reject it. Washington off the baseline, gets it to Speckard, and they're going to say Speckard shuffled the feet. He didn't like the call at all. Speckard, a 6'4" sophomore. His brother Luke Speckard is a senior. He's not starting this game, though normally he does start. Also a wide receiver on the football team, coached by Tim Manigal. Folks looking to use the baseline, puts up the floater. It's good. Isaac Folks, the early bucket. And Wayne takes the 2-0 lead. They almost force a turnover. Washington's able to recover. Little one-handed pass to Sam Amick. Both these teams typically go with senior-heavy starting lineups, although for Concordia, I believe just 2 seniors in the starting lineup. Beg your pardon, 3 seniors. 3 seniors and 2 underclassmen. Loose ball. Amick comes down with the loose ball. It's a second opportunity for Concordia. Back outside to Davis. Washington going to spot up. Left it short. Hargrave just tipped the rebound, and the ball goes over the head of Folks and into the hands of Davis. Davis on the drive. Little late dish out to Washington. And Speckard gets the floater. Concordia able to tie the game. Some good ball movement there around the paint. And that's almost stolen. Johnson. Cam Johnson went over the back, and that's his head coach, Phil Brockman, helping him to his feet. Cam Johnson was a defensive back on Concordia's football team. He played largely at the safety position, and he kind of put on that safety hat right there to nearly get that steal. Little 3-2 zone here by Concordia. A catch and shoot by Freeman, that's no good. Amick boards it, races down the floor. Little Euro step, the shot no good. Johnson has it blocked, and that's Freeman who swats it away. Little no-look pass to the corner for Hargrave. Good catch there by Cam Tolles, kind of putting on his wide receiver hat from back when he played football here at Wayne. He's a senior, so unfortunately his high school football days are done. That's Jamari Tabb who puts it in on the interior, and the lead right back to the Generals. Concordia beats the press, but the ball's stolen away. Good job by Hargrave getting in front of the passing lane. 3 from the corner by Fultz, and he drains it. Wayne on a bit of a run. They're up 7-2. Fultz has 5 points in the game. Baseline drive, and Davis lost it out of bounds, and Byron Pickens pumped up about that. And he's a nice guy. He's calm and collected, but he has a fiery personality when game time comes around. Jannard Freeman across the timeline. It's that 3-2 zone from Concordia. Wayne has scored the last 5 points in the game. It is early on, and some subs are about to come in off the bench. One of those subs is Luke Speckard, normally a starter, but not getting the start tonight. The other one is Joe Tapp, who's gotten some good minutes off the bench. That's knocked out of bounds. That's going to stay with the Generals off the hands of Speckard. And now those subs will come in for Concordia. Both Speckard and Tapp check in. Luke Speckard checks in for David Speckard, and Tapp gives Davis a breather. This will be Generals ball from the baseline. Tolles trying to get it in. And reaching up to grab it is Hargrave. What a play by Hargrave at 6'4". Leaning in is Tolles. His shot no good. Out of bounds, Concordia ball. Well, back come the Cadets across the timeline. That's Washington. Flips it out to Amick. I don't believe Concordia has taken a 3 yet. They've got some guys who can knock him down. Amick with a hand in his face. In and out on that one. Battle for the loose ball. Johnson wins it. Speckard fires. No good. And a good rebound by Hargrave. Got up and snagged that thing with both hands. He's 6'2". He's got some elevation on him. He can get up and elevate, I should say. Little 3-2 zone by Concordia. This is Tolles, feeds it to the outside. Good look for Fultz. Hits a 3, his second of the game. And that's going to prompt a timeout from head coach Phil Brockman. And while they take a timeout, we will take one as well. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my...
Well, the last 8 points belong to the Wayne Generals. Isaac Fultz off to a heck of a start. He's got 8 points, 2 triples so far in the game. And we've got 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter with the Generals leading 10-2, and they'll put on a little full court pressure. It's not the first time they've used this press. In fact, they were able to get a steal out of it, despite the fact that Concordia got the ball across the timeline. That's a loose ball. It'll stay with the Cadets. Almost went out into the hallway. The doors are open there. And my good buddy Andrew Wiss sometimes refers to Wayne and Northrop as the architectural twins. If you've ever been in this gym as well as Northrop's gym, and notice the designs of the gym and the atrium area outside of it are quite similar. Not only that, they both have a cafeteria area and a little, I believe, theater area on either side of the gym. A little fake there by Amick. Up and under, and he scores. A little soft touch off the glass for Amick. By the way, speaking of Northrop, I believe they're at Bishop Dwenger tonight, and if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Wiss has that game on Summit City Sports. Toll slows things down. Loose ball taken away by Amick. He and Washington brought the defense, and that's swatted away by Tolles at the glass. Another block shot by the Generals, but they missed the shot on the other end. Johnson boards it, and Concordia can get this to a one-score game. That is if they hit a 3. Either that or they could cut it to 4 simply with a 2. Haven't hit a 3 yet in this game, but they've got some guys who can shoot. And Byron Pickens making sure his players know what they're doing on defense. Doesn't matter anyway. Washington blew right by all of them. Johnny Washington, the freshman. He's on the board for the first time in this game. And it is indeed a 4-point game as Concordia's got a little run going. We're coming up on the final minute of the first quarter. Good ball movement around the perimeter, but Lewis misses the 3 ball. Javon Lewis, a freshman, he's gotten some good minutes off the bench for these Generals. Could very well have a bright future in years to come. Washington around the screen from Johnson. Gets it to him. Oh, tough catch by Johnson, and he gets fouled. Jay-Sean Hargrave came from behind, and he got the foul. 59.9 left to go in this first quarter. That's the first foul of the game on either team. Some big free throws coming up here for Cameron Johnson. Multi-sport athlete, also plays football at Concordia. And he's able to drain that free throw. Jernard Freeman comes into the game along with I believe Zaire Sullivan also checked in. Second free throw, no good. Zaire Sullivan also on the JV team for Wayne. Here's Freeman from the corner. Fakes the shot. He's got Washington on him. Loose ball. Sullivan couldn't keep control of it, and back come the Cadets. That's Washington trying to get inside. Puts up the floater, and he's fouled. 40.7 left to play. They're going to call that foul on Jay-Sean Hargrave. Johnny Washington will go to the free throw line, trying to continue this little run that Concordia's on. They've scored the last 5 points. And make it the last 6. Johnny Washington up to 3 points early in the game. And he'll get one more free throw here. And it is now a 1-point game. Concordia had scored, or had been down 10-2. They've scored the last 7 points, but now Wayne can hold for the final shot of the quarter. And it looks like that's what Hargrave's going to do here. Now he feeds it off to Freeman. 3-2 zone again by the Cadets. They've been consistent with this look. We're inside 20 seconds to go. Hargrave gets it back a long way out, down to 5 seconds. That's a long 3 by Lewis, and it's no good. Sullivan got fouled on the shot after he got the rebound. Sam Amick called for the foul. That's the first foul against Concordia. And now Zaire Sullivan at the free throw line. He hits it. He goes 2 for 2. Wayne stretches their lead out to 3. Little baseball pass. It was tipped. Johnson gets it off and drains it from just inside half court. Cam Johnson. What a shot. An impossible shot by Johnson. Well, we'll show you that when we come back from our next break. But right now, this is Concordia versus Wayne on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Tied at 12 here on SummitCitySports.com. Cam Johnson just made an incredible shot. He was just inside the half-court line. And with that, we have got a tie ball game. Wayne was up at one point 10-2. Concordia came all the way back to tie it. And here's Amick inside, feeds it out to Tapp. It was Speckard who fell down. He's back up on his feet, though. Davis gets that one over to Alan Termolen. A little shot fake there by Termolen. No-look pass by Amick. Termolen couldn't put it in. That would have given Concordia the lead. And then a foul off the rebound, and that's Termolen who commits it. He whacked Monte Smith. That's the second foul on Concordia in this game. Cam Tolles brings it across the timeline. A little 3-2 zone. The kick outside to Freeman, poked away. Sullivan brings it back out. And did he walk? Nope, 3-second violation. Now, Wayne has been consistently using their full court press in this particular game, and they'll do that again here. That ball sails over the head of Speckard and out of bounds. One of the assistant coaches was right there to catch that thing. Just went right to him, and Wayne will take over. Now they have a chance to take the lead. 7:04 to go in the first half. Tolles gets by Davis. Little Euro step, and they're going to call him for a walk. Full court pressure again by the Generals. Again, they've been consistently using this particular look. Little no-look pass by Tapp. Davis able to track it down. Amick leaning in. Got it! Tough shot by Sam Amick. And Concordia takes their first lead of the game. Sam Amick up to 4 points. As Concordia is up 14-12. That's the first points either team scored in the second quarter so far. And once again, Concordia uses that 3-2 zone. Tolles feeds that one over to Freeman. Freeman fires a three. That's too strong, but an offensive board by Sullivan. Lewis, the floater with the left hand. He hits it. The freshman Javon Lewis with a nice little stroke. And this game is tied at 14. Amick off the fake. Tries to get inside. Passes it off, and he walked. And a couple of subs will come in, including Isaac Folks and Jamari Tabb for the Generals. We've got 5:51 to go here in the second quarter. This is the final conference game of the season for both of these teams. Wayne does have one more game left tomorrow. That's against Richmond. Concordia's got 2 more games left on the schedule. Does include a game against Columbia City. I believe that's a week from tonight over at Concordia. A little shot fake there, and here's Folks from downtown. Hits another one. 3rd triple of the game for Isaac Folks. One of the 5 seniors starting this game for the Generals. One of 6 seniors on this team. Davis able to put it in on the drive to the basket. Brandon Davis, the quarterback on Concordia's football team, showed plenty of quickness. Now, he showed that on the football field and showed a lot of it there on the basketball court, as you just saw. Folks gets by Amick, gets by Termolen, couldn't get the shot to fall, but Tab is there for the putback. Jamari Tab up to 4 points for the game, and right back in transition is Joe Tapp. Generals had 3 players around the basket, but Joe Tapp still able to put it in. And it's a 1-point game here at Wayne High School. Over to Folks against that 3-2. Freeman uses the baseline, knocked away. Tabb recovers. Tolles will fire a 3, no good. Off the hands of Termolen, Tabb rebounds it, and he gets fouled.
Concordia foul. Number 30, Alan Termolen. Line shooting 2 for the Generals will be number 2. Jamari Tabb.
Checking on some updates. Snyder leads Southside 16-9 over at Don Reichert Gymnasium. Some subs will come into the game. David Speckard checks in along with Cam Johnson and Johnny Washington. With 4:06 to go. Alan Termolen called for his 2nd foul of the game, by the way. It's the 3rd against Concordia. Tabb's free throw is good. Wayne takes a 2-point lead. Concordia able to beat the press. Washington up and under. No good. That would have tied the game at 20 apiece. Instead, Wayne has a chance to add to their lead. They get it inside to Tabb. Off the hands of Hargrave and taken away from behind. That's Washington. Splits a couple of defenders. And Speckard left open, nails a 3-ball, and the lead for Concordia. Puts Speckard up to 5 points, his first 3 of the game. It's only the second 3 of the game for Concordia. Cam Johnson at the other one, that was from just inside half court. Folks feeds that one over. Hargrave with a defender right on him. Folks, the fake. Pull-up jumper, too strong. Washington able to grab that one right along the baseline. Washington gets by Folks, flips it out. And then Davis recovers. Now he's going to fire a 3. Nobody came out to guard him, but he couldn't knock it down. Late pass there by Hargrave. Lewis fires a 3, and he drains it. And a timeout going to be called by head coach Byron Pickens. That's the first timeout that Wayne has used in this game. It is a full timeout, so we'll take one along with him here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
.236 to go here in the second quarter. Wayne leads Concordia 23-21. Javon Lewis with a three just moments ago. He's up to 5 points for the game, and a little more full court pressure by Wayne. Washington's able to get the ball across the timeline. He's picked up by Hargrave. Luke Speckard around the screen, gives it off to Johnson. Concordia's got just 2 made threes in this game, but they've got guys who can shoot it from the outside. There's Davis around the screen. Zips a pass inside to Johnson. Johnson's left-hander wouldn't go. Tipped in by Speckard. And this game is tied at 23 all. That was Luke Speckard, by the way, the senior, the older of the two Speckard brothers. He's on the board for the first time in this one. There's a catch and shoot by Freeman, and he nails it. Wayne finds the answer again, and they are letting it rain from downtown. Loose ball, Hargrave takes it away. Had a little trouble with it at first, but he comes up with a steal. They work it around to Lewis from the corner, in and out. Speckard against the double team. Tab almost stole that one. Hargrave took it away for him. Hargrave gets inside, flips it out. Folks able to feed it into Tab. And a foul is called. I think it's going to go against Concordia. It is. It's on Speckard, David Speckard. And that's his first. It's the fourth team foul against Concordia. Update you on some of our other scores. A 22-19 lead for Northrop there at Bishop Dwenger tonight. Homestead and Carroll are at halftime. Carroll's got the lead in that one, 28-24. The trend in that rivalry has lately been that the visiting team wins that game. Carroll won at Homestead last year. Homestead won on a late jumper by Zach Kruger 2 years ago at Carroll. The year before that, Carroll won at Homestead. The year before that, Homestead won at Carroll. This is Hargrave backing it out down to 50 seconds on the clock. And Wayne can hold for the final shot of this first half. Tab feeds it out. That's Folks from the corner. His three rattles out. And now Concordia can hold for the final shot, but they play quick. That's Washington across the timeline. Now he slows it down. Sullivan picks him up. And that's almost stolen. That was there for the taking for Folks. We're down to about 17 seconds left as Davis continues to dribble time off the clock. Finds Johnson. David Speckard fires from the corner. No good. Sullivan rebounds it. Races across the timeline. Can he get it off? Speckard poked it away. And then Hargrave had a chance, but he couldn't control the ball. And the first half comes to an end with Wayne leading at halftime, 26-23. A back-and-forth game, a lot of full-court pressure by the Generals. A lot of 3-2 zone by Concordia. Came out and guarded the perimeter on that last sequence, and were able to get the stop in the end. While we have a chance, we'll go ahead and get in a word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine, one of our main sponsors here on SummitCitySports.com. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to ParkviewSportsMedicine.com. So 26-23 lead for the Generals of Wayne here on their senior night. This is not their last game of the regular season. They're back at it tomorrow night to take on Richmond. That will be the final game of the regular season, and then Wayne, at this point, is scheduled to host sectionals when sectional playoffs come around, though that is, from what I have heard, potentially subject to change. Potentially. There's no definitive word on that, but potentially. 26-23 the score at halftime. We'll be back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in.
A 26-23 lead for Wayne here at halftime. Wayne has played a lot of they've played a lot of full court pressure, I beg your pardon, in this game, and at times it's made it tough for Concordia to get the ball across the timeline, or to create opportunities to score when they get the ball across the timeline. We're able to get a turnover out of that press earlier in this game. I believe that was in the first quarter. Now Concordia, they've played a lot of 3-2 zone. However, Wayne has shot it extremely well from beyond the arc so far tonight. They've hit 5 threes in the game today. They've won the three-point shooting contest in this particular game. Only 2 threes made by Concordia. Cam Johnson and David Speckard made those. Like I said, they've got some guys who can shoot the three, and we do have a lot of basketball left to be played, so we'll see what kind of stuff changes as the game goes on. A quick word from our sponsors before we go any further. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, specialized in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. Our experts coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in our community. To start your journey, visit us at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Look at our statistics for the game. Leading scorer for the homestanding Generals of Wayne is Isaac Folks. He's got 11 points. He has the 3 triples as well. Javon Lewis and Jamari Tabb have 5 apiece. Jannard Freeman has 3. Zaire Sullivan has 1. For Concordia, they've got 3 different guys with 4 points apiece. Cameron Johnson, Ajani Washington, and Sam Amick have 4 apiece. Brandon Davis, Joe Tapp, and Luke Speckard have 2 points apiece. Those are the statistics for this game so far. We'll be right back after this break for the start of the second half here on SummitCitySports.com.
Here we have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister, because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Do you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Keep it 100. Thank you.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Start of the third quarter here at Wayne High School, and it is a 26-23 lead for the Generals over Concordia. Concordia continues to use this 3-2 zone. They've been consistent with that look for really the entirety of this ball game. As Ahmet comes out to guard, they swing it over to Freeman. Now Wayne has had the edge in the three-point shooting so far tonight. They've hit 5 threes. Tab couldn't get that one to go, and then Hargrave unable to finish. Washington able to get it across the timeline. Tolles picks him up. Speckard comes up to catch the ball. It's basically all starters on the floor for Concordia right now. Same for the Generals. Now, Christian Flanagan, one of the 6 seniors, is out for tonight's game. Found out that sounds like he may be sick. Not sure what he has. Up and under by Davis, but he couldn't finish. And Jamari Tabb able to grab the rebound. It's a close game over at Carroll. The Chargers lead Homestead 33-31. They're in the third quarter. The other 2 games on Summit City Sports are blowouts as it stands right now. At least they were in double figures when we last heard. Northrop was starting to pull away from Dwenger. Snyder had been pulling away from Southside. Contested shot, and Jannard Freeman knocks it down. Freeman up to 6 points for this game. He averages just over 9 per game. Speckard able to keep his dribble as Tabb comes out to guard him. Davis around the screen, and that's Johnson calling for it. He gets it. Washington looking to drive inside. Tolles picks him up. Amick feeds it over. Catch and shoot by Speckard. Little rainbow, and that's no good. And Hargrave comes across the timeline. Hargrave on the baseline. They get it back out to Tolles. He's picked up by Sam Amick. Looked like he wanted to shoot that one from the free throw line. Go back outside to Hargrave. Freeman hit a contested 3 the last time out when Wayne had the basketball. They have to move the ball a lot against these zone defenses, and that's exactly what Wayne's been doing. Tabb couldn't get the tip in. Second chance, that's no good. And Johnson rips down the board. Washington turns on the Jets, takes on the contact, and a blocking foul. Went right into Jannard Freeman. And based on his reaction, I don't think he was arguing that the foul was on him. It looked like he was looking, as he was looking at his coaches, he was basically saying, yeah, that was me. Yeah, I did that. And Washington drains the free throw. Washington's up to 5 points for the game, and he hits both of his free throws. This is Tolles across the timeline. Amick picks him up. Pass is tipped. Poked into the backcourt. It was touched by Concordia before Wayne touched it, so that was a free-for-all. Davis gets up and swats it. Can he beat the pack? No! Denied at the rim by Tolles. Another block, and then Fulks able to finish. A Wayne Generals block party. And leaning in is Washington. Almost got it to fall. He's going to the line, though. I believe that's 3 block shots for Cam Tolles in this game. And Isaac Fulks, the fellow senior on the other end, finished it off. These Wayne Generals are enjoying their senior night. Their lead is 6, though, and Washington can once again cut into that deficit. Does just a little bit with that free throw. Five of Washington's 7 points in this game have come from the free throw line, and it'll stay that way. They get it to Tolles across the timeline. He's picked up by Davis. Hargrave from the outside. They get it back to him. Wanted to pull up for 3, but chose not to. Poked away. That's Davis with a theft. Trying to get it up to Amick. Can he catch up to it? He stepped out of bounds. Brandon Davis stole it away from behind, but his pass, I'm not sure if his pass was just a little too far for Amick or if Amick just wasn't ready for it. But either way, it's a turnover by Concordia right after they had forced the turnover. A 5-point lead for Wayne with 4 minutes to go. Hargrave backs it out. Was thinking about shooting the three, instead feeds Tolles on the baseline. Nice move. He got Davis into the air. Blocked by Speckard, but right into the hands of Freeman. He's blocked on the inside by Johnson. And now Concordia with a little block party of their own. And that ball's knocked out of bounds. Concordia ball. That's Speckard. No, that's not Speckard. That's Washington chasing the ball into the atrium area. Had to wait till he gets the ball back, and until then you've got 5 players on the court and a missing basketball. But that's not the case now. Washington did retrieve it. He lobs it in for Johnson. Amick on the outside, picked up by Smith, Monte Smith. It's Smith who's actually wearing number 1, despite the fact that on the roster, Smith is labeled as number 33 and Jair Sullivan is labeled as number 1. It's actually the opposite. Sullivan is 33, Smith is 1. Amick around the screen from Johnson. Left-hand shot, no good. Poked from behind, and they're going to get Johnson for that foul. Johnson picks up his first foul of the game. That's the first team foul against Concordia this half. Javon Lewis, will check in. He's a freshman. Freshman getting some good minutes on senior night for this Wayne team. It was the seniors who got to start. There are 6 seniors total on this Wayne team. However, one of those seniors is not available. That's Christian Flanagan. Hargrave had it poked away. Tabb's able to recover. Down to 3 minutes to go, and this is Hargrave picked up by Tabb, and that's nearly poked away. It actually was poked away, but Washington knocked it out of bounds. Swatted it with his arm and couldn't quite catch up to it. And Lewis will put it in play, finds Smith. Three minutes to go here in this third quarter. Generals with a 5-point lead. Tabb comes out to pick up Smith. And he gets it out to Javon Lewis. Monte Smith is a 6-foot flat junior. It's midway in the air when he got rid of that pass. Found Freeman. An elongated possession for the Generals. Poked away. Smith got it back. Lewis uses the baseline, feeds it back out to Hargrave. Freeman fires a three, too strong. And Speckard tips the rebound right to Tabb, and he puts it in. A little room service bucket for Jamari Tabb. And Wayne has stretched the lead out to 7. Here's Washington. Tabb comes out to pick him up, and Wayne shuffled the feet, or rather Washington shuffled the feet as Tabb came out with the help side defense. Is actually a close game now over at Bishop Dwenger. They've pulled within 3 against Northrop, 28-25 the score over there. Snyder's got a 9-point lead over at Southside. Homestead now has the lead at Carroll, 41-37. We'll see if the trend of visiting teams winning in that rivalry continues. Trend in this rivalry has been that Wayne has won it. They've won the last 5 between these two teams. Jumper from the corner, that's Donnie Moore. Couldn't get it to fall. Back up the floor to Amick. Leans in, blocked, but a foul. Smith frustrated with that call. And that'll send Sam Amick to the free throw line. Got a minute 27 left to play in the game. Sam Amick has scored 4 points. He hasn't scored here in the second half, and that'll remain intact at least for now. Amick's second free throw, though, is good. He gets it back down to a 6-point lead for Wayne. been largely a senior-heavy starting lineup for both these teams for much of the season. Concordia starting 3 seniors tonight, and that's Javon Lewis from the corner, nailing a 3-ball. Wayne has had the edge as far as three-point shooting is concerned. That's Lewis's second triple of the game. He's up to 8 points total. We've got a minute left here in the third quarter. Wayne has their largest lead of the game. Feed inside, knocked away. Monte Smith took it away. Slows us down as he crosses the timeline. The kick out to Lewis. In and out. That was halfway down. And Johnson races across the timeline. Up ahead to Amick. Draws some contact. No foul. The basket is good. And with 30 seconds left, Wayne can hold for the final shot with having the 7-point lead. Sam Amick now with 7 points in the game. Donnie Moore dribbling around. That's Tapp who picks him up. We're down to 15 seconds. And now Byron Pickens going to call a timeout. See what they give him, whether it's a 30-second or a full timeout. Going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll take one right along with him here on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
(36-29), Wayne on top of Concordia with 11.9 left to go. Wayne can hold for the final shot here in this third quarter. They had their largest lead of the game not long ago. They were up by 9. They jumped out to a 10-2 lead in the first quarter. Then Concordia eventually came back to take the lead. But Wayne has led for most of this ballgame. Donnie Moore brings it across the timeline, down to 6 seconds on the clock. He floats it to Lewis. Lewis has a good look. Couldn't knock it down. Amick grabs the board, and that's the end of the third quarter. A 36-29 lead for the Wayne Generals. One of 2 remaining home games for them. And we'll be back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com. A 36-29 lead for Wayne over Concordia as we are now about to start the fourth quarter. Wayne took a 9-point lead there in the third. That was their largest of the game. That remains their largest of the game at this point, but they're up 7 now. And Amick will get this one across the timeline, gets around the screen from Luke Speckard. Speckard fires a 3, but it's short. And that's knocked out of bounds by Joe Tapp. Wayne will take over. Wayne closes out the regular season with a 2-game homestand. That next home game will be tomorrow night against Richmond. It'll be a 4:30 tip. We'll have it for you once again here on SummitCitySports.com. Long pass by Lewis, pulled down by Freeman. Double team comes on Tolles and his pass knocked away. Last touch by Concordia. 36-29 with 7:28 to go in this game. Snyder is still leading against Southside, 42-33 the score there. Northrop's leading 37-30 over Dwenger. But it looks like they've just increased that lead. That pass is taken away, then lost by Speckard into the hands of Freeman. Sullivan, the feed to Smith, and he scores. Monte Smith able to put it home. He's up to 3 points, and there's a turnover forced by the Generals. Right back the other way as Tolles wouldn't go, but he's fouled by Johnson. The 6:55 to go. That score now at Dwenger is 40-30 in Northrop's favor. Homestead leads at 50-46 over Carroll. They're in the fourth quarter. One could be coming down to the wire. I believe Tim Atkinson's got the call for that one. The free throw no good by Tolles. Nobody's scored yet. Beg your pardon, we do have one made basket here in the fourth quarter. Monte Smith got that one to fall. That made this 38-29 score possible. Both free throws missed, but an offensive board by Zaire Sullivan. Freeman left open. His three wouldn't go. Davis, long pass, looking for tap, and he overthrew him. Brandon Davis trying to put that quarterback arm to good use, but his pass went a little bit too far. That was Jannard Freeman who had to go out into the atrium to retrieve that ball. A 9-point lead for Wayne. We've got 6:43 and counting to go. Tolles across the timeline. Finds Freeman. Wide open is Lewis. The floater, no. Knocked around. And that's Amick with the rebound. Amick slows it down, feeds it out to Joe Tapp. Amick was thinking about the three. He had Sullivan, or rather Smith, right in his face. Johnson got to be careful with that pivot foot. Well, it looked like he kept it down. So no traveling against the Cadets. Speckard backs it out, fires a three, a contested one, and that's an air ball. Right into the hands of Sullivan. Wayne trying to make it 6 in a row against Concordia. A baseline drive by Cam Tolles. Smith weaving his way around the paint, now backs it out. Lewis, the feed to the baseline, that's Tolles. Blocked by Speckard. Tolles got it back, though, and the basket is good. Cam Tolles sticking to it, and it's an 11-point lead for Wayne, their largest of the game. For Cam Tolles, that's his first points of the game. That one's headed into the backcourt, and Johnson couldn't save it in time. That's over and back on Concordia. Isaac Folks will check into the game for the Generals. They're up 11 with 5:11 to play in this game. Snyder starting to pull away over at Don Reichert. They lead Southside 51-35. And Northrop's up 11 over Dwenger, 41-30 over there. We'll update you on the score of the Homestead-Carroll game in a matter of moments. Here's Tolles on the drive, slows it down, was thinking about shooting the three, but chose not to. And this is Lewis backing it out, gets around Amick, weaves his way to the lane, and scores! Javon Lewis, and Wayne's lead is up to 13. That was knocked out of bounds by Wayne. Concordia will keep possession. Javon Lewis is up to 10 points for the game. He is the second leading scorer for the Generals in this one. Amick's shot wouldn't fall, and Folks boards it. He comes across the timeline, leaves that one off for Smith. Amick comes out to guard him. Smith waiting for a screen. Into the paint, slashing around, and he scores! Monte Smith. With 4.5 to go, it is a 15-point lead for Wayne, and a turnover by Concordia right into the hands of Folks. The lob pass, and Smith able to put it in. He had to adjust to that one like a receiver in midair. And that prompts a timeout from Phil Brockman.
30-second timeout, Concordia.
That's going to leave Concordia with 3 timeouts remaining. It's a 30-second timeout back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Empowered Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we have had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
46-29, Wayne on top of Concordia. We've got 4:14 to go. This 17-point lead for the Generals is the largest lead they've had in this game. And if I'm not mistaken, they have held Concordia scoreless for this entire fourth quarter so far. At least the entirety that we've played of this fourth quarter. We've still got over 4 minutes to go. And I have seen teams come back from double-digit deficits. In fact, I've seen a team come back from a 17-point deficit with over 4 minutes left. But now we're under 4 minutes. Concordia has turned it over, and Davis is going to be tagged with a foul here. Isaac Folks going to the free throw line for Wayne. That's Davis's first foul of the game. Not a lot of fouls by either team, really. If I'm not mistaken, there were just 6 fouls total between the two teams in the first half, as Folks is able to knock home that free throw. He's the leading scorer for the Generals. He's up to 14 points for this game. Make it 15. Washington trying to get by the defender, puts it in. This freshman has a bright future, I tell you what. Plays with a quick motor, and Washington's up to 9 points. Good defense by Washington. Sullivan almost got away. Amick poked it away. He puts it back in play, but Folks is right there. He was just waiting to bat that thing in. He kind of batted it in like a volleyball set. Up to Lewis, blocked by Speckard, but he stepped out. He caught it on the baseline with 3:18 to go, and Wayne keeps the possession. Homestead now up 55-50 over Carroll. Still a ball game, but they are in the fourth quarter. And there have been some fun games in recent years between Homestead and Carroll. Last year's game was memorable partly because Carroll didn't have their leading scorer, and they still were able to beat Homestead. Jalen Jackson was out for the latter part of the regular season. Loose ball, and Wayne comes up with it. When sectionals come around, Carroll will be part of sectional East Noble as Folks drains a three. Wayne's going to be part of the same sectional that Homestead and Southside are also a part of. Turned over by Concordia. Hargrave down the floor, too strong. Isaac Folks, by the way, is up to 18 points. Here's a three from the corner. That's too strong. And an easy rebound for Folks. And these seniors will have one more home game. They were honored tonight for senior night, and Folks went for his fifth three of the game but couldn't get it there. Davis across the timeline. Trying to get past everybody, and he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line with 2:22 to play. Snyder and Southside are in the fourth quarter. Snyder leads that one 55-39. Northrop leads Dwenger by 10, 42-32. They're in the fourth quarter. And we're in the fourth quarter here with Wayne looking to close out Concordia. Brandon Davis at the free throw line. Soft stroke there by Davis. Well, Concordia has had some double-digit scores in their last couple of senior classes who have unfortunately not been around the following year. Braden Pearson was a big-time scorer on last year's team and went 12-12 at season's end. Got to a sectional championship game against Leo. But Pearson, of course, has graduated. The year before it was Adam Gottschalk who was a big-time scorer for Concordia. Of course, he graduated the following year. You know, Concordia's had to deal with graduating a lot of starters, a lot of good players in their senior class. Wayne has had to do for the same thing. And I've asked Byron Pickens about that, and he said it was something along the lines of athletes graduate, tradition doesn't. That's kind of the way it works, especially at the high school level. And you'll get athletes who stick around and remain starters for 2 or 3 years, and other times you'll have to bring in new seniors sometimes at key positions. Sometimes a lot of new seniors have to take over, step into new roles, and guys have to adjust to that, have to get used to it. A lot of these coaches, they're used to that. As Brandon Davis heads back to the free throw line, coming right out of the timeout. So that's the third timeout Concordia has used. We've got 2:22 to go in this game. It's looking like a close game early on. And however, Wayne has been able to pull away, but Concordia has cut it down to 18 with that free throw by Davis. That might have been, no, I thought at first maybe it was an inadvertent whistle, but actually Cam Tolles had to tie his shoe. Well, there's a lot of sports where you do not want to have loose shoelaces and end up tripping over yourself. Basketball is one of them. Certainly not the only sport where you don't want to be tripping over yourself because of loose shoelaces, but it's definitely up there. Probably doesn't quite rank ahead of sports like cross country and track, where basically the name of the game is run, run, run. Folks puts that one in. Folks having a heck of a night. He's up to 20 points. A three from the corner by Speckard, and he splashes it home. Well, full court pressure by Concordia. It's been Wayne who's been most consistent with the press. Hargrave beats the press, and Folks couldn't hit that one. Davis gets fouled in transition with 1:42 to go. They call it on Cam Tolles. And now the seniors are going to step out for the night with this 17-point lead and 1:42 to go. They have put in a great deal of work in this one, and they are about to finish off their 6th win of the season, 6-14, and a 6th consecutive win over Concordia. Ahmet feeds that one to Speckard. Washington uses the baseline, puts up the jumper, no good. Zaire Sullivan with the rebound for the Generals. Double team comes, they feed that one to Sullivan. Pass is tipped by Davis and it goes out of bounds. 1:17 left on the clock. Wayne keeps the basketball. Donnie Moore able to get it across the timeline. He gets around the screen. Moore slashes inside. Out to Lewis. Lewis has it blocked by Speckard, but out of bounds. Gary Raber, the athletic director, right there to grab that one. Wayne High School normally quite a happening place, especially during the Christmas season when you have the SAC holiday tournament. Unfortunately, we didn't have that this year because of COVID-19. Hopefully we'll have that in years to come. And if Wayne does end up indeed hosting that sectional tournament, which I believe would be 2 weeks from now, more like a week and a half is when it would start, Wayne will once again be quite the happening place. Floater in the paint, no good. That shot taken. It looked like number 25. I don't have a 25 on my roster for Wayne. That's a foul called on the interior against the Generals. Keyshawn Tolles called for the foul. By the way, Keyshawn Tolles was the one who wears number 25. It's only his first foul of the game, and 6-team foul on the Generals, though still a chance that nobody makes it into the bonus before this game is all said and done, as Speckard knocks down the free throw. Donnie Moore basically dribbling time off the clock right now. You've got 33 seconds left, and now there goes Moore into the lane And they're going to say that was off of Concordia. With 31.2 left to play as Coach Pickens calls out the play. Loose ball. Recovered, though, by, I believe, Lewis. It is Lewis. Now we're down to 23 seconds. Lewis, the catch and shoot from beyond the arc, and it's no good. Speckard lofts it up the floor. That's Cole Hayworth, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Hayworth is a freshman. He's a 6'3". Could probably play the shooting guard or maybe the small forward position. They get that one into Speckard. Speckard makes his move, hangs in the air, and scores. Well, Speckard will finish this game in double figures, but Wayne will finish this one in the winner's circle. A final score of 53-40. The Generals are your winner. They win on senior night, and they claim their final conference game of the season. It's not the final game of the season, but it is the final conference game of the season for both of these teams. Wayne will be back at it tomorrow night, try and finish with back-to-back wins to close out this homestand. And again, that game against Richmond is scheduled for 4:30 tomorrow night. It'll tip off, and we'll have it right here on Summit City Sports. For tonight, Wayne improves to 6-14 on the season. We'll go ahead and read off the final statistics for you. David Speckard was Concordia's leading scorer with 11 points. Ajani Washington right behind him with 9. Samuel Amick with 7. Cameron Johnson and Brandon Davis with 4 apiece. And Joe Tapp had 2 when this game was all said and done. Isaac Folks, easily the leading scorer for Wayne. He had 20 points in this game. Javon Lewis with 10. Jamari Tabb with 7. Jannard Freeman with 6. And Monte Smith with 5. Wayne Generals played a lot of full court pressure and really did a great job, especially in that fourth quarter. They kept Concordia off the board for almost, actually it was beyond 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. Ended up holding them to 11 points that entire fourth quarter. They win it 53-40. Well, we give out the Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game at the end of each game, and tonight that player is going to be Isaac Folks with his 20 points, 4 made threes in the game. Isaac Folks enjoying his senior night, no doubt. So Isaac Folks, he is your Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game. And that's going to do it from here at Wayne High School. We'll be back at it again tomorrow from right here at Wayne as the Generals host Richmond. Until then, for my cameraman Caleb Roth, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Wayne High School. Generals win it 53-40. You've been watching high school basketball here on Summit City Sports.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.